We are joined now by the radio play-by-play voice of the Miami Hurricanes, Joe Zagacki. Thank you so much for letting us in your booth. One, it's a little bit air-conditioned up here, so it feels pretty nice, but you've been with this broadcast team for 35 years, 22 as the play-by-play guy, and all 5 of the Hurricanes national championships. I have to imagine you've had some pretty amazing experiences over the years.
Yes, Alice, I've been very lucky. I would say right off the bat, when Miami won their first one in 1983 against Nebraska at the Orange Bowl, as a person who grew up 5 minutes from this stadium, I never thought in my wildest dreams Miami would win one national championship along 5. So that first one's always been very special.
Incredible. And to look at this year's team and the building and the growth that your coach has been doing here, but to come in ranked number 10 in the country, do you think that was for the hype, the buildup of this top 10 matchup, or do you think it's legit? Where do you feel like the Canes are and why?
Well, I think Miami, they're always going to be highly ranked when they come off this 10-win season. So he's done a nice job, Coach Cristobal. 5 wins, 7 wins, 10 wins. Carson Beck is the starting quarterback. Tonight will be his 39th career game. I think that alone elevated Miami in the rankings, alongside with a gigantic offensive line, very good offensive line, and what they think will be an improved defense. So I think the natural progression of the 5, 7, 10 coming into this season, ranked 10th is probably a fair ranking.
All right, and you talk about Carson Beck. He's making his first start, though, for the Canes. We know he's got that experience. What have you seen from him since he's made his way to South Florida? How is he fitting in with the team, and what does he bring to this offense?
Well, he brings experience. He won't be overwhelmed by tonight. 24-3 at Georgia. That's in the vaunted SEC, right? We're all supposed to lay down for the SEC. Well, he was in the SEC. He won 24 of his 27 games. He's a big kid. He's 6'5". I think he's a better athlete than people give him credit for. He can be elusive in the pocket. He can run. He's hard to bring down. Everybody wants to know about the elbow. What I saw in training camp is a quarterback that's still confident and can really throw the football with authority.
I know Miami Hurricanes fans like to hear it. I don't know about the Irish, but when you look at that offense, who is he going to be throwing to? You've lost a ton of production, over 3,500 yards and tons of touchdowns from the wide receivers, the tight ends. Who do they have now for him to throw to?
You know, it's an interesting question, an interesting narrative, because the guys they lost, it wasn't like they lost Andre Johnson and Michael Irvin and guys like that. So they brought in a couple of transfer players, C.J. Daniels from LSU, Keelan Marion from BYU. I think those two are going to be very important to him, as well as freshman Malachi Toney and sophomore JoJo Trader.
All right, and then defensively, on the same kind of frame, you have an overhauled coaching staff, all coaches except for really just one, including the defensive coordinator, and you brought in 9 transfers on the D. Where is the production and where is the upside for this defense?
Corey Heatherman is the new defensive coordinator, comes in from Minnesota. Last year, pretty much top 20 in every single metric. So if he has that here, Miami will have a very successful season. 2 key players in the defensive line, Bain and Mesidor. They've got to be great tonight. Key players in the secondary, it's all been revamped. And O.J. Frederick was a freshman All-American. Xavier Lucas comes in from Wisconsin. Zachariah Poyser is a transfer from Jackson State. I think those guys are good in training camp. The question is going to be for Miami, especially in tonight's game, is can they hold up physically against the run? And that's going to be specifically at the defensive tackle position.
All right, they have a job ahead of them with Jeremiah Love, and I'm sure they're going to try to get a lot of pressure on C.J. Carr making his first career start. Joe Zagacki, the voice of the Miami Hurricanes, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Vahid, I'm going to send it back down to you on the field.